Alright, Shalom, this is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Mahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work, and truth and sincerity. And I'm jumping right into the lesson. This is John 15 and 18. It says, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. These are the words of Yahweh Shai spoken to his disciples, man. And ultimately spoken unto the men that serve him. You know, the elect men, the called men that serve him in power and truth, in spirit and in truth. It says, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. Because Yahweh Shai was hated, man. He was hated because of the message that he brought. He was hated because he went against the custom of men. And he told people of their wickedness. He told people of their shortcomings. You know, he was unfiltered. He was an austere man. You know, he was direct in what he had to say, and he said everything with authority. So that's why when we go out there in the highways and hedges, you know, I think it's Isaiah the 58th chapter. Load the sun. I'm just going to get out one angle it. Cry loud, spare not. That's why we cry aloud and we spare not. Let's get the word cry. It says to call out, to properly address, to call, to recite, to cry out, proclaim, to call, utter a loud sound, to read aloud, read, to summon, invite, call for call, commission, to call, be proclaimed, to be read aloud. That's why when we go out on the highways and hedges, we cry aloud and we spare not, man. Let's get the word spare. Do not hold back. You know, so we don't play nice out there, man. When brothers are bringing out these scriptures, we don't play nice. You know, sometimes you know, you might say a so-called four-letter word, you know, because it angers you, man. You know, you come in the spirit of the Lord, the Lord's anger towards these Edomites, towards these heathen, toward these 2/3. So you're gonna curse once in a while, man. You're gonna so-called curse once in a while, man. We're not gonna hold back. It says, cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins, man. So, and for that, you're gonna be hated. Because that's why Yahweh Shai was hated. He was hated because he was looked at as rebellious toward the so-called custom, tradition, status quo, government, whatever you want to say. Because he didn't play nice, man. Like I said, he was an austere man. So he was hated, we're going to be hated. So you got to understand that. Prepare to be hated, man. Prepare to be ostracized. Prepare to be falsely accused. Prepare to be called all manner of names. Prepare to be called terrorists. Prepare to be called evil. Prepare to be called this, that, the other, man. Prepare to be looked at with disdain. Because there's a program against the men of the Lord to criminalize us. Because we hold the truth of this word. I'm going to run that back again. John 15 and 18. I said, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. And with that, I'm going to get Isaiah 53 and 3. Let's get Isaiah 53 and 3. And it says, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. It says, he is despised and rejected of men. Forsaken. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. So, prepare yourself for that, man. Because we're going to suffer the same afflictions of Yahweh Shai. So prepare to be despised. Prepare to be rejected. You know, we're rejected every day in this world, man. You know, we're a round peg trying to fit into a square hole. We don't fit in nowhere. You know, brothers can testify to that, man. You know, most brothers, they just keep to themselves, man. They ain't out there, you know, living it up, you know, going out for drinks with co-workers and shit like that. The only time we really hang out with other group of men, we with brothers, man. You know, brothers, you know, we go get drinks, we go get a meal, whatever, man. But other than that, we're rejected from society. We keep to ourselves, man. We don't want to deal with these people out here. Most brothers don't like even going out in public, man, myself included. So hey, we're prepared to be despised, prepared to be rejected, prepared to be a man of sorrows, man. Let's get that word sorrows. All the things that Yahweh Shai was pains. Yeah, hey, you're gonna go through some pains, man. And it's truth. You're gonna go through some so-called dark times, man. You're gonna go through things, physical, psychological, mental, spiritual things, man. It's gonna be a rough road. Brothers talking about the Straight Gate recent video we did. That's what it's gonna be. And acquainted with grief. Let's get acquainted. That word acquainted. To know. Pretty much. To know, perceive. So you're gonna be very familiar with loneliness, sorrow, grief, sadness. It ain't gonna work out for you, man. There's gonna be a balance, but as you grow in this truth, you toughen yourself up to all those things. You toughen yourself up to so-called life's pains. You grow a thick skin. Yahweh Shai had a thick skin, man. He had his points where, especially in the story where he went to the Garden of Gethsemane, where he was just overburdened by it, and he cries out to the Lord. And we're going to have those moments too. But the point of the lesson is that we're going to be hated. It says, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid his word, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. So we're going to be hated just like Yahweh Shai was hated, because he took down the burden of saving the elect and ultimately all of Israel. He took that burden. That was the cross that he had to carry. And we're called to carry a cross, man. Bear your cross daily, right? Let me get that. It says, he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny myself. In the process of denying yourself, you're going to be that man of sorrow, the man acquainted with grief, a man that's hated, despised, and rejected. And that hatred towards you and what you represent and what your life's about as an Israelite man, a man called to this truth, and that's going to intensify in the days to come. Because there's going to be a great separation between the man, the Lord, and the rest of the world. Because persecution is coming to the saints, man. Persecution is coming to the saints. Persecution is coming to the saints. But I'm going to get this right here. Luke 9:23, he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. So the daily burdens of this truth. Yahweh Shai took on the cross, so you are expected to take on the cross. Which means you're expected to bear the burdens and pains and hardships that come with serving the Lord. Which come with separation from the world. What's come with separating yourself from the folly. And in the process, you're going to be hated. You're going to be hated by the society at large, man. You're going to be hated by your family. You might be even hated by your children. So-called dad's a party pooper, man. We can't have Christmas presents. The lady might say, oh, you just don't want to do nothing for the family. It can come in all kinds of sorts of ways, man. And brothers have been through this, and they testify to that, man. Oh, you don't want to enjoy Thanksgiving meal. It's just a meal, come on, man. It's gonna be these women and these children. The women, the women can make the children side against you. To hate you, to despise you, to reject you. You're not a man. You're not a man. A real man with blah blah blah. A real man with blah blah blah. These sort of things that brothers go through, man. But this is part of the truth. You may lose all your so-called friends in the world, but so fucking what? They ain't about shit anyways. Who wants to do folly, man? When we got this truth. But I'm gonna bring out a few more scriptures. So that's the hatred. Isaiah 53:3, tells you clearly that Yahweh Shai was a man despised and rejected. So it comes to understanding that we're also going to be as Yahweh Shai. That's why he said in John 15:18, go ahead and get it again. John 15:18, it says, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. Yeah, you would be accepted. You would be the life of the party. You would be in the social circles, man, so on and so forth. You know, because you wouldn't be offending nobody. Because just truth offends, man, straight up. It says, but because you're not of the world, because when you're called to the truth, you separate yourself from the world. But I have chosen you out of the world before the world hated you. So Most High willing, we hope to be those chosen men. We hope to be hated of the world, man. And why are we hated of the world? Because we have this word. I'm gonna get the John 17:14. It says John 17:14, and it says, I have given them thy word, and the world hateth them. So that's why you're gonna be hated, man. Because you hold this truth. Because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Because we are like Yahweh Shai, we are those elect men. We were there with Yahweh Shai, the creation of the earth, the creation of the universe. You know, the blueprint was given to Yahweh Shai and the elect by the Heavenly Father. And we executed that blueprint. Most High willing, we are those men. And we say that humbly, man. It says, I've given them thy word, and the world hateth them. So that's why you're going to be hated. That's why you're going to be despised and rejected. That's why you're going to be a man of sorrows. That's why, you know, life ain't going to be too great on this side. But we know that there's a great reward coming for us enduring, man. With that, I'm going to get Matthew 10:22 from a few of scriptures. I'm not going to make the lesson too long. This is Matthew 10:22. And it says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee to another fair, saying to you, you're not going over the cities ill till the Son of Man become. Disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. So, like I said, man, like the scripture said, if they persecuted and ostracized and rejected Yahweh Shai, they're going to do the same to the men of the Lord that hold this word, because we hold this word. You know, going back to John 17:14. It says, it is enough for the disciple that he be as his master. So if you're not being hated, if you go along to get along guy, then you probably not fully into it, man. I'm not saying that, you know, you gotta be at work calling your boss a devil and calling your co-workers 2/3 and shit. Because that's totally off. But they're gonna see a sense of different spirit on you, man. Because you're not going to want to partake in their grab-assery, so to speak. You're not going to partake in their bullshit. You know, and brothers know brothers know, man. Brothers know what goes on in these so-called workplaces. A lot of wickedness, man. A lot of wickedness. Adultery, drug use, you know, drunkenness. All that shit takes place at these workplaces, man. And we don't want no fucking part of it. You know, there's all that shit, you know, workplaces, man. You know, like I said, a lot of adultery in the workplace. You know, they got these people, these women, they got their so-called work husbands. You know, that's adultery, man. And they're all cool with it. You know, these men, you know, they got their work wives. They be fucking other dudes' wives and shit. But it's all accepted and cool and kept in the hush hush in the workplace, man. We don't want no part of that shit. We don't want to part after happy hour fucking drinks. We want to go home and watch videos. You know, hey, the Israelite man he ain't no man of fun, man. You know, that's why our brothers, that sometimes, you know, they have a hard time, you know, when they get into this truth, you know, dealing with women or finding women or getting a woman, because women don't want a man of the Lord, man. They don't want one now, but they gonna want one when the time comes. So ain't no fucking point chasing after these stupid ass women, man. You know, playing the role, playing the game for this shit. But that's a completely different subject altogether, man. But the subject is that you're gonna be hated, man. Could we reject this word, this world, Salakia, not this word. We love the word, man. We reject this world We'll go back to verse 24, Matthew 10 and 24. It said, the disciple not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and a servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house of Beelzebub, let's get that word Beelzebub. Many miss Beelzebub, Philistine daddy. Pretty much a demon, you know what I'm saying? How much more shall they call him of his household? Like, you devils, you're wicked. Basically what they're calling you. You're wrong. And they might even call you the Antichrist, man. You know what I'm saying? They might even call you that. Because their so-called Christ is the real Antichrist. That white Jesus that they worship, that's the Antichrist. One of the many Antichrists against Christ, against the blessed Yahushai. Verse 26, but this is what we do. This is the mindset. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and here that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak in light, and what you hear in the ear, that preach you upon housetop. The format for that is on the highways and hedges and these videos. Not on fucking social media, not on Facebook, not on Instagram. Well, you know, brothers post stuff on Instagram. I'm talking about, you know, the platform in general. You know, the platform in general. Our main platform is the highways and hedges. You know, I see. I don't know if they're GMS or not, but I see so-called people that put out the truth in the Instagram. You know, there's a lot of good stuff. They put out news articles and scriptures and, you know, different little images that are, you know, motivating images. You know, so that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they ain't out there preaching on fucking Instagram. That's for sure. You know, they're gonna be preaching on fucking Facebook or going back and forth with a fucking heathen or Edomite or 2/3 on Facebook. That's not the platform for that, man. You know, your job place is not the platform for that. You know, your family get-together is not a platform for that. The platform for preaching this truth is the highways and hedges and the videos that brothers make, and whether they be sit-downs or your own personal videos. You know, and if they find if people that you know from work or your family, if they find out, well, fuck it, they find out. So be it. Don't even worry about it, man. Don't even fear it. You know, the Lord wants them to find out, they're going to find out, man. And if your workplace find out, and the fucking, you know, your family members, you know, find out, your cousins, uncles, brother, whatever the fuck, find out, fuck it. That shouldn't make no difference to you. That's why it says, fear them not, man. Fear them not, for there's nothing covered that shall not be revealed. So the truth's going to come out to everybody anyways. You know, so we're going to be hated, man. We're going to be hated. I'm going to get Matthew 8 and 11. And it says, that ain't what I want to look. Matthew 5 and 11. And it says, blessed are ye when men shall revile you. So that's a blessing with that, man. If you being outside, rejected, you know, hated by your family and whatever, people in general, you know, not fit in, hey man, that's a blessing. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and shall persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. So you're doing the right thing, man. And we know that Great Millstone is blessed because we're the so-called most hated group. Why? Because we have the words. Going back to John 17:14. Why is Great Millstone the most despised, the most hated of all so-called Israelite groups? Why? Well, I'm going to get that scripture back again. John 17:14. I'm going to tell you why. Well, the word's going to tell you why. It says, I've given them thy word, and the world hated them. See, that's why. That's why the world hates. That's why we're the most so-called hated Israelite group, Great Millstone. Because we have the word. Because we have the word. You know, plain and simple, man. I'm going to get Luke, I think it's 8 and 22. Another one, I'm going to close it up. This is Luke 8 and 22, and it says, well, ain't it? It's Luke 6 and 22. It says, Yakan, once again, blessed are you, and men shall hate you when they shall separate you from their company. So, you know, you're going to be a social outcast. You may not have no friends, so-called friends in the world, but who needs them? And shall reproach you and shall cast out your name from you for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy. So the Lord's telling you, hey, man, if you really doing it right, man, you're going to be a pretty lonely guy, so to speak. Other than hanging out with brothers and fellowship with brothers, you're going to be a pretty lonely dude. So fucking get used to it. It says, rejoice in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in like manner did their father unto the prophets. So you in good company. So you was in good company, man. But I'm going to get a 1 John 3 and 1. I'm going to close it out. You know, so ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing to be sad about, man. Hey, leap for joy. God, that's Luke 1:21. It says, beloved, if our heart condemn us not. No, that ain't it. It's a lot here, man. This is it right here, man. It's 1 John 3 and 1. It says, behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now we are the sons of Yahweh. We are the sons of Yahweh because we have this word. We're Israelites first and foremost. But hopefully we are the sons of Yahweh in terms that we are the elect. It does not yet appear we shall be, but we know that when he shall be, we know that we shall appear. We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that has his hope in him purifies himself, even if he is pure. So that's a joy, man. So it says, behold, what manner of love the Father bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knows us not, because it knew him not. So if they don't know you, they ain't gonna deal with you. Like I said, you might be a man acquainted with grief, a man acquainted with sad times, so to speak. Fuck all that, man. You gotta get that fucking attitude. You know, you gotta get that austere soldier attitude, man. Just like Yahweh Shai had. That's why Yahweh Shai, through the Apostle Paul, told brothers, hey, endure hardness, man. As a good soldier. Don't tangle yourself not in the fears of life, man. As a good soldier. You know, so hey, soldiers kick it with other soldiers, man. They don't kick it with so-called civilians. You know, but with that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most I will and hope was edifying. Instead, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elder of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to all the brothers doing this work. Keep on pushing. Shalom.